In a serene village nestled among verdant mountains, there lived a monk named Tenzin. He was known throughout the land for his wisdom and gentle demeanor. Tenzin spent his days tending to the monastery garden, teaching the villagers, and meditating in the lotus position beneath an ancient, towering Bodhi tree. One morning, as a beautiful dawn pierced the horizon with golden light, villagers hurriedly approached the monastery, distressed by a quarrel that had broken out between two neighboring farmers, Pemba and Dorj. The air was thick with tension, as both were claiming ownership of a fertile patch of land. Tenzin, sensing the growing discord, requested both farmers to meet him at the monastery. "I will hear each of your stories," he offered. Pemba spoke first, his voice filled with frustration as he described how the land had been in his family for generations. Dorj, in contrast, argued passionately that the land was indeed his, showing a document bequeathed by his father. Aware of the rising tempers and realizing conventional solutions would only deepen their divide, Tenzin decided to employ his mastery of mindfulness. He invited both Pemba and Dorj to spend a week at the monastery engaging in mindful practices. Reluctantly, the two farmers agreed, encouraged by the respect they had for Tenzin. Each day began with a session of guided meditation. Initially restless, both Pemba and Dorj struggled to clear their minds, but gradually, through Tenzin's guidance, they began to embrace the tranquility around them. They practiced mindful eating, experiencing each flavor and texture with appreciation and gratitude. They worked together in the garden, focusing on each action without the burden of future worries or past grievances. As the week progressed, an astounding transformation began to take place. The mindfulness practices softened their hearts and sharpened their clarity. During a session beneath the Bodhi tree, the farmers experienced a moment of profound stillness, a silence so deep that they could hear the whispers of their own hearts. On the final day, Tenzin gathered the villagers and the two farmers. With calm demeanor and newfound understanding, Pemba and Dorj spoke to each other. They realized that their quarrel stemmed not from the land itself, but from their own fears and insecurities. In a gesture of peace, they agreed to share the land, each caring for different sections and helping each other in times of need. The once torn village witnessed the power of mindfulness to foster unity and peace. The lesson remained as a testament to the community. Sometimes, the most profound solutions arise not from fighting, but from understanding and acceptance. Tenzin returned to his peaceful meditations beneath the Bodhi tree, content that the seeds of mindfulness had taken root, bringing harmony back to his beloved village. In a secluded monastery atop the misty mountains of Tibet, there lived a monk named Tashi. From a young age, Tashi was deeply interested in the practice of mindfulness, believing it held the power to change one's life. The monastery was known for its teachings and meditation. Tashi, though humble and unassuming, had a profound sense of curiosity that set him apart from his fellow monks. He believed that mindfulness could not only lead to inner peace, but also enhance one's abilities in unimagined ways. Guided by the serene and wise head monk, Lama Nyama, Tashi embarked on a journey to discover the true essence of mindfulness and its potential for empowerment. Every morning, Tashi would rise before the sun, sit in the lotus position, and practice meditation. His breath would become his anchor, guiding him through layers of his consciousness, unveiling hidden thoughts and emotions. As months turned into years, Tashi's practice deepened, and he noticed subtle changes within himself: clarity in thoughts, patience in decision-making, and empathy. One winter evening, a severe storm struck the village below the monastery, endangering the lives of many. Tashi, along with Lama Nyama and other monks, descended the mountain to aid the villagers. In the midst of chaos, Tashi discovered his newfound mindfulness. His mindfulness allowed him to remain calm and composed. He guided the frightened villagers to safety, organizing rescue efforts with a clarity and decisiveness he never thought possible. The villagers were grateful and marveled at the monk's tranquility in danger. It was on that day Tashi realized that mindfulness was more than just a spiritual practice. It was an empowerment, an ability to harness the chaotic energies of the world and transform them into peace and purposeful action. Returning to the monastery, Tashi felt an unspoken bond with every living being around him. He continued his practice with renewed zeal, eager to share this power of mindfulness with others. And as Tashi's story spread, more seekers arrived at the monastery. Through mindfulness, Tashi learned that true strength lies in understanding and navigating one's inner world. And in doing so, one could affect the outer world profoundly, transforming it through calm resolve and compassionate action. In the heart of a serene mountain village, nestled between the towering peaks and emerald valleys, there stood an ancient monastery. The monastery was home to a group of devoted monks, each dedicated to walking the path of enlightenment. Among them was a young monk named Lien, known for his gentle demeanor and curious mind. Lien had spent years practicing meditation, learning from the wise and elder monks. Despite his dedication, he often found himself pulled into the chaos of his own thoughts, struggling to find the peace he longed for. The more he tried to control his mind, the more elusive serenity seemed. One day, a revered monk named Master Chen visited the monastery. Master Chen was famed for his deep understanding of mindfulness and the art of presence. His reputation preceded him, and the monks eagerly gathered to hear his teachings. "The mind," Master Chen began, his voice gentle yet commanding, "is like a turbulent river. The more we fight its current, the more likely we are to be swept away. Instead, let us learn to sit by the riverbank, observing its flow without being consumed by it." Lien listened intently, his heart resonating with the wisdom in Master Chen's words. That evening, under the soft glow of the moon, Lien retreated to the tranquil garden within the monastery. He sat quietly, cross-legged, feeling the earth beneath him, the cool breeze against his skin, and the rhythmic dance of his breath. In the silence, Lien took to heart the lessons of Master Chen. He stopped wrestling with his thoughts, allowing them to come and go like clouds drifting across the sky. With each breath, he felt the grip of his mind loosen, finding a space of stillness within. Days turned into weeks, and Lien immersed himself in the practice of mindfulness. He noticed subtle yet profound changes unfolding within him. His mind, once a battleground of restless thoughts, had become a sanctuary of calm. People in the village began to notice a shift in Lien as well. They saw in him a serenity that was palpable, a gentle presence that seemed to ripple outward. They came to him seeking guidance, curious about the source of his tranquility. Lien, now understanding the true essence of mindfulness, shared his experiences with others. He taught them to embrace each moment, to find peace in the ordinary, and to let go of the need for control. Through mindfulness, he had discovered a profound power to transform not just his own world, but to touch the hearts of those around him. In the years that followed, Lien's teaching spread beyond the village, inspiring countless others. His journey from restless seeker to mindful master became a testament to the power of presence, a gentle reminder that within each of us lies the capacity for peace and the wisdom to awaken to it. In a quaint monastery nestled among the Himalayan mountains, there lived a wise monk named Tenzin. His reputation for deep wisdom and kindness transcended the borders of the village, drawing seekers from far and wide. The secret to his profound insight lay in the power of meditation, a practice he had perfected over decades. Though the path to enlightenment was challenging, Tenzin believed anyone could attain inner peace if they embraced the art of meditation. His method was simple yet transformative. Focus on the breath, clear the mind, and open the heart. The monk's gentle demeanor and warm presence were a testament to the serenity he cultivated through these daily practices. Among his pupils, there was a young novice named Rinchen. Troubled by the chaos of his thoughts and emotions, Rinchen sought guidance from Tenzin. The wise monk welcomed him warmly and agreed to guide him on his journey towards stillness. Rinchen struggled at first, his mind swirling with worries and regrets. Tenzin sat with him, teaching him to focus on the rhythm of his breath and to observe his thoughts without attachment. Be like the mountain, steadfast and unwavering, Tenzin would say. Let the winds of thoughts and feelings pass through you, but remain grounded and calm. With persistence and patience, Rinchen began to experience moments of clarity. One evening, as the sun set over the jagged peaks, Rinchen sat in meditation beside a babbling brook. He let go of his fears and embraced the present moment, feeling a deep connection to everything around him. His mind quieted, and a profound peace enveloped him. When he opened his eyes, he found Tenzin watching him, a serene smile on his face. The power of meditation is not in its complexity, but in its simplicity, Tenzin said. Through understanding and accepting the nature of your mind, you gain the freedom to flow with life's uncertainties. Rinchen continued his practice, finding strength and wisdom in meditation. The once troubled novice grew into a wise guide for others, inspired by Tenzin's teachings. He learned that true power lay not in control, but in acceptance and understanding. In the reflective silence of meditation, both Tenzin and Rinchen found enduring peace amid the turbulence of the world. In a peaceful village nestled among towering mountains, there lived a wise and gentle monk named Aaron. Known for his serene demeanor, Aaron had spent decades practicing the art of meditation and teaching it to anyone willing to learn. One summer, as the river swelled with melted snow and vibrant flowers blossomed, a young man named Lien came to the monk with a troubled heart. Lien was known in the village for his restless spirit and short temper. He sought Aaron with a simple question that plagued him daily. How can I find peace in my tumultuous life? Aaron welcomed Lien with a warm smile, inviting him to sit beside a small, bubbling brook that ran through the monastery garden. Place your hands like this, Aaron instructed, forming a simple mudra with his own hands. Close your eyes and breathe deeply, as if drawing the very essence of the mountains into your veins. Lien tried to mimic Aaron but soon grew impatient, his mind adrift with the chaos of his daily life. I can't focus, Lien blurted, exhaling sharply. Listen to the river, Aaron suggested calmly. It's not about forcing the mind to be still, but gently guiding it to quiet. Let the flow of the water become the flow of your thoughts. Determined, Lien tried again. This time, he focused on the harmonious sound of the brook. As the minutes turned into hours, Lien found himself enveloped in a sense of tranquility he had never known. The days became weeks, and Lien continued to practice under the nurturing guidance of Aaron. He no longer let his inner storms dictate his actions. Villagers noticed a profound change in Lien. His anger had softened into understanding. His restless energy transformed into focused determination. One day, a fierce storm struck the village, causing widespread worry. But Lien stood firm, guiding the villagers to safety with a composure that mirrored Aaron's own teachings. Once the skies cleared, the people celebrated Lien as a hero not because he changed the storm, but because he had changed himself. Inspired by Lien's transformation, others in the village began to visit the monk, hoping to discover the same peace. Aaron, always the patient teacher, shared his knowledge freely. Under the gentle sway of Aaron's guidance, the village thrived, transformed by the power of meditation. And though seasons would change and mountains would erode, the legacy of Aaron's teachings lived on, creating a ripple of peace that stretched far beyond the river they first sat beside. It was said that even the restless winds quieted when passing through the village, touched by the echoes of stillness cultivated by Aaron's insightful practice. In the tranquil village of Elmsworth, nestled between towering trees and rolling hills, there lived an elderly monk named Tenzin, known for his serene demeanor and gentle wisdom. Tenzin was a figure of admiration among the villagers. His eyes held a mysterious calmness, a quiet assurance that spoke volumes to anyone who sought his counsel. One chilly autumn morning, a young farmer named Liam, plagued by sleepless nights and a restless mind, sought out Tenzin at the monastery. "Master Tenzin," Liam began, his voice tinged with urgency, "I can't find peace. My mind is a whirlwind of worries. The harvest, my family, my future. Tell me, how can a humble farmer like me attain the tranquility that you possess?" Tenzin, who had been tending to a small bonsai tree, looked up and smiled tenderly. "The mind is like this bonsai," he said. "With patience and care, it can be trained, shaped into something beautiful and serene." He invited Liam to sit with him. "Meditation is the key," Tenzin revealed. "Close your eyes, focus on your breath, and allow your thoughts to drift by like clouds in the sky." Skeptical but desperate, Liam agreed to try. For several months, he visited Tenzin regularly, committing himself to the practice of meditation under the monk's patient guidance. At first, he found it challenging. His thoughts were loud and insistent, refusing to quiet down. Yet, Tenzin encouraged him to persevere, assuring him that peace lay just beyond the noise. As time went on, Liam began to notice subtle changes within himself. His breathing grew steady, and his thoughts less intrusive. One evening, as dusk painted the forest with shades of red and gold, Liam realized that his heart felt lighter, his worries softened and less burdensome. One day, after a particularly intense storm had swept through the village, panic ensued as streams threatened to overflow into the farmlands. Whereas before, Liam might have been overwhelmed by such a crisis, he now responded with a calm and collected mind. He organized the villagers, and together they formed a line to build barriers, protecting the crops from being damaged. The power of meditation unveiled itself in Liam's newfound clarity and resilience. In moments of crisis or calm, his thoughts no longer controlled him. Instead, he embraced them as gentle whispers, guiding him rather than shackling him. With newfound gratitude, Liam expressed his thanks to Tenzin, who merely smiled and said, "The peace you sought was always within you, waiting to be discovered." From that day on, Liam not only thrived but also taught others the transformative power of meditation, spreading Tenzin's wisdom beyond the monastery and throughout the village. In a serene village nestled between towering mountains, there was an ancient monastery known as the Temple of Tranquility. This temple was renowned for its teachings on the power of meditation, attracting monks from far and wide. Among them was young Brother Li, who was curious yet skeptical about the true potential of meditation. Brother Li was an eager learner, but he often found himself distracted by the fleeting thoughts that rushed through his mind. His mentor, the wise and aged Abbot Shun, noticed his struggles. One evening, as the sun painted the sky with hues of orange and pink, Abbot Shun called upon Brother Li. They sat together under the venerable Bodhi tree that had provided shade for generations of monks. "Brother Li," Abbot Shun began, his voice calm and soothing, "meditation is not simply an act of silence. It is a journey inward, a discovery of the boundless energy within. Just as a turbulent river can be tamed into a gentle stream, so too can our thoughts be calmed through the art of meditation. Embrace the silence, and you shall find your true strength." Intrigued yet uncertain, Brother Li committed to the practice with renewed determination. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Each morning he would sit beneath the Bodhi tree, eyes closed, focusing on his breath. Gradually, Brotherly began to notice changes within himself. The once wild current of thoughts now flowed steadily like a serene river, allowing him profound clarity and peace. One day, a terrible storm struck the village, causing panic and fear among the villagers. Trees were uprooted and homes were threatened. Amidst the chaos, Brotherly remained composed. Guided by his calm mind, he organized a safe shelter for the villagers within the monastery's walls. Encouraged by his tranquility, others found courage, and together they weathered the storm. When the tempest subsided, the villagers hailed Brother Lee as a beacon of hope. His equanimity had saved many, and they marveled at the strength he possessed. However, Brother Lee humbly declined their praises, attributing his newfound resilience to the power of meditation. From that day forth, Brother Lee shared his practice, teaching others to look within for peace and strength. The Temple of Tranquility became a sanctuary not only of learning, but also of empowerment. Brother Lee's journey had shown that through meditation, one's mind could not only find tranquility, but the power to transform the world around them.